really give credit to someone who helped me with the workshop material, especially on the AI part. He is my human AI assistant. That's Gary. Okay, so if I'm unable to answer any questions related to AI subject later on, just hunt him down. I have nothing to do with it. Next. Okay? So today, that's all right. We can skip that. That's not important. Everybody knows me, right? So agenda. Today I'm focusing on job searching and not just job searching. Today is all about how to leverage AI to be effective when it comes to job searching. But still, I will discuss what's important for each aspect of the job searching, which is resume writing, job search strategies, applications, and interview tips. And in each of the three sections, I would talk about how to leverage AI to do that more effectively. And then lastly, if we have time, we'll talk about networking strategies. I only have 50 minutes. I thought I had 1 hour. But anyway, bear with me. You can hunt me down later on. I'll be around until 5:30 today. Next. Go. Let's talk about resume. So there are 4 things that are most important about resume writing. The number 1 thing is keywords, keywords, and keywords. A lot of people, I would say 99% of people who came to me asking for help with the resume, they are very stuck on one-page resume. And I'm telling you, it's wrong. That's from old ancient time when there's no internet, when there's no technology to help you. And it's all human reading, and that's why it's one page. Nowadays, we're all using all kinds of tools and searching, and the most important thing is put keywords in your resume, the right keywords. So I want to leave you with one sentence. It's all about contents. It's less about number of pages. It can be 1 page if you can have very good content. All right? So let's not focus on pages. Let's focus on keywords and the contents. And another thing is about your experience and projects. When I'm helping people with resume, what annoys me the most is I see bullet 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I have no idea with that experience or even school project. People just say, I did this, I did that, and this. I still don't have any idea why did you do that. So for each of the project experience, you have to tell a story. And how do you do that? You need to have 3 ingredients. What it is that you do, how did you do it, and what's the result. So it's what, how, and so what. All right, please remember that. And I see people just describe, I did this without giving any context. So remember, we're all humans. At the end, reading your resume is hiring manager. So AI did so much, Eventually, you want a human being who reads your resume and want to pick up the phone and call you. All right. Number 3, so you need to really volunteer, do whatever it takes. So what I want to say is this. If you are doing what you are expected to do and you do it well, that is minimum. So how to stand you out from the rest of the candidates is really, what are you doing on your own that is more than what you were expected? So for example, my son, when he went to college studying CS, he attended a lot of hackathon, coding competition. That is not required, right? School does not require him to attend competition. But he went out his way to do that. And that tells the hiring manager, okay, this person is really passionate about what he wants to do and is go out its way to do relevant things. So if you do a lot of skiing and snowboarding, I'm sorry, that doesn't help. All right? It has to be relevant to your job. We're talking about job here. And so another thing is relevant information. So some people told me, oh, I used to be an accountant. Now I want to do CS major. Or I did this, but now I'm doing this. Should I say the job experience that's not relevant to what I'm doing? You should. But just touch upon it. Don't spend too much time there. And the reason is you want to tell people that you did spend 4 years in the industry doing accounting, and then you move in, so people don't think you were just doing nothing for those 4 years. Yeah? So it's good to put down some experience, but just put a sentence or 2 there. All right, next. Good. Okay, so resume. nowadays, a lot of people, a lot of recruiters, hiring manager, not hiring manager, but recruiters, okay? They're using application tracking systems to search for resume. So it's just not, they used to enter keywords and that's it, they'll find it. Now it's a lot more advanced. There's application tracking system, and it has all kinds of things, the tools that it's looking for. So if you write your resume and you start trying to be fancy, make it 2 columns, and make it a table or flow chart or anything, it would throw the machine off, application off, okay, because it's not human. So I have a few pointers there, what format you should stick to, and then you use JobScan to test out your resumes, yeah? So feel free to take a picture, because I'm gonna zip through it. I spend lots of time preparing for the slides, but there's only 50 minutes, so I'm not gonna go through everything. So if you feel that page is interesting to you and you wanna remember, feel free to take a picture, okay? Next. So now let's talk about resume. How do you leverage AI to enhance your resume? So it is an iterative process. It's not like you tell the AI to generate and you're done with it. So AI is not going to replace everything. You got to put your thoughts into it. And you can create, I mostly tell people, do role-based resume, less of the company-based, because we don't have that much bandwidth to write one resume for each job that you apply, which is simply inefficient. So role-based, what I mean. So today, if I were to look for a job, which I don't look for a job anymore, but today, if I were to go out there and look for a job, I can apply for engineer management job, I can apply for project management job, and they require different skill set. So I would have 2 different resumes based on the role that I'm interested in. But I wouldn't say, oh, I write one for Google, write one for Apple, write one for everyone. That's impossible, all right? However, with the high profile, the things that you really care about, there are a few jobs, 3 jobs out there, it's your dream job, go ahead, customize it for that particular job, all right? And another thing is, people would use ChatGPT and generate some fancy resume, but it's all buzzwords. And it sounds really way too fancy. I tell you, I can smell that's from ChatGPT from 3,000 miles away. Okay? Everybody can. And it just shows, God, this person doesn't even bother to customize it. Okay? I can generate that resume myself. All right? So please, dumb it down, make it yourself. Make it yours. All right? And then another thing is from recruiter's perspective. A lot of people make this mistake. They're looking for a job. They just think about how to brag about myself, how to tell people how good I am. But the thing is, if what you are good at is not what the recruiters are looking for, it's no good. I used to give an example. Let's say you went dating, and a guy meet a girl, and the guy told the girl, I'm looking for someone who can make money, who has a job, right? Sugar mommy, maybe? And maybe I used the wrong term. But, and as a girl, even if you tell me you're interested, in someone who can make money, but I kept on saying, look how pretty I am. Look at my new hairstyle. and I'm so pretty. But you know what? Yeah, you can still be pretty, but that's not what I want. All right? So if you want to date this guy, you need to somehow come up with the criteria that meet what he or she is looking for. And it's all about me. Okay, so when you interview, think about the perspective of the hiring manager, okay? And think how you can come across to them rather than, I'm good, and I'm just good, all right? Next. And, watch out, go back. So, I just want to point something out, sorry. Okay, so when each other side, I have a prompt here. As an example, feel free to copy it. And the prompt is provided by Mr. Gary. He tests it out, okay? So anything I put in there, I didn't drew it up. It actually worked. Okay, next. Now we're gonna talk about job search and application. So, searching strategy. So how many of you here do not have a green card and that you need sponsorship, that are looking for a job? Okay, quite a few. Put your hands down. So I'm going to cover this one. So a lot of people ask me this question. When I apply online, it would ask me, do you need sponsorship? The moment you answer yes, you will never hear back. Right? So that stopped everything. So I tell people, answer no. So you have a chance. And then they say, wait, Ginger, you teach me how to lie. I said, no, I didn't ask you to lie. Says who you need sponsorship. Because for those, whatever you call it, as STEM, if you're in STEM category, you have 3 years legal status without having any sponsorship, right? So I want to say, especially with today's climate, with our immigration policy changing, it's not friendly at all. It's very difficult. But I would advise people who came here to study, who want to stay to find a job, don't worry about sponsorship so much yet because it's difficult, but you want to practice what you learned from school here and find a job. Even if at the end of the day, in 3 years term, you got to go back to where you come from, it's okay. You learn something. You have to have that mindset, all right? So when you say no, and then now you're facing the interview, they call you up and stuff. They say, again, do you need sponsorship? What do you say? Yes? No. You don't say yes because you already answered no. Okay, so what you're gonna say, you're gonna say, with the STEM status, I can legally work here for 3 years without sponsorship. Okay, and obviously I would like to have the opportunity to prove to you that I'm worth keeping, and if in the end you feel that you're able to provide me sponsorship, that would be great. But I'm here to learn and grow and to see the world. Yeah? Obviously you're not going to speak so long. Ask ChatGPT to shorten it for you. All right? But you got an idea, right? So you are not lying. And the moment you answer yes, you need sponsorship, you don't get any interview opportunity. You are not going to get better at any interview at all. You don't get to practice. So first, you need to fight for getting interviews first. And pass or not, that's the second step. But if you don't even get interviews, nothing works, right? Make sense? Okay, so be strategic. I don't want to write it down here because it can be easily misinterpreted. So that's I verbally tell you. It's in the recording. Okay, volunteer and unpaid job. Well, people are like, oh, volunteer, unpaid, there's no pay. I tell you, the key is not getting the pay. The key is gaining the experience and grow your skill set and network. All right? So don't worry about much money. Every person I talk to, what about compensation? What about compensation? Oh, come on, give me a break. First, get the experience, get the skill set, set up the network. That's the main key first, okay? Continuous learning. So while you're searching for a job, and when you don't have anything to do, it can easily depress you, okay? I cannot imagine sitting in the home myself and just keep on doing search and do nothing. So I would recommend people who are doing job search full-time, don't do it full-time. Maybe only half-time. The other half-time, you should go out, find a job that pays, even selling boba tea is okay. Okay? Just make some money and go out there, you know what, breathe some fresh air and meet people and have a normal life and socialize and go exercise. All right? Don't drive yourself crazy. It's very important. Okay? Your mindset is very, mental health is very important. And last I want to mention is that if you don't have exact match for the requirement, right? So here's an example using software engineer perspective is that, let's say you're looking for a data scientist job, but you are not very good at that, but you are very good at data visualization. You can search for that area of job that focus on your strengths. Leverage AI to do that. We'll get to more next. Next. So, again, job scanning. Here I advise you to, I encourage you to take a picture because the prompt here can be useful. So it is exploring more matching roles. So you think you can only do staff engineer or something, but there are a lot more. Not everybody uses the same title, right? And so when you're searching by title, you can easily miss a lot of openings. So you can use AI to help you to uncover things that match your skill set, but the title is not that obvious. All right? And then matching openings, right? You know, I did an experiment with Gary, okay, one day after he presented his wonderful findings. So we did a search together, and we feed the system, we feed the internet, the ChatGPT or AI tools, with a resume, and ask the AI tool to find me all the jobs that I can apply based on this resume. It took 15 minutes and came back with some 490 openings. Wow. Very amazing. And it can help you uncover different ways and places to match. So you can let AI do the job. So you don't have to do the job and get all crazy about it. Okay, that's loaded to AI tools. Yeah? And then so will help you uncover different popular platforms and stuff, right? And company research by AI. So when you are going to apply for a job, and let's say you get an interview or something, you do want to understand the company culture. And you can get AI to help you to do that. So that when you go on an interview, you can ask smart questions. Okay? And can do a job description, the description analysis and so on. Next. You can read. I don't have to repeat what I wrote. Okay. Job application. So, some people told me he had been applying for a job for 9 months, and I said, how many jobs have you applied? He said 30. I nearly fainted. In 9 months, you apply for 30 jobs, and you expect to get anywhere, right? That's not right. That's just too lazy. Okay, in my opinion, you should apply 10 plus jobs a day. And previously, you can tell me, where am I going to find so many jobs? Now we have an AI tool to help you. All right? And you can create a spreadsheet and be organized. Be organized. So some people, I ask you, which company have you applied? I don't know. I just applied it. I have no idea where it went. That is so irresponsible. So you got to really keep track of what you applied to and to see whether you follow up and what's going on over there, so you can do analysis. So I tell you, what is good, what is bad. In general, if you send your resume out and you have 15% response rate, like first call, phone call, that's good enough. Okay, so if you apply for 100 and you get 15 phone screen, just phone screen, not real interview, so that means you are doing not so bad. That means your resume is working. If you send 100, you heard nothing back, something is wrong with your resume. All right? So then you need to really deep dive into the resume. So that's about a percentage is about right. And then, so without the data sheet, how do you do analysis? You don't know how well you're performing in terms of job search. And then you also want to create, so LinkedIn is the most popular platform when it comes to job opening and job search. Create a personal profile on LinkedIn, so recruiters can find you. It's not just you finding recruiters, you want other people to be able to find you as well. And here are the job websites that we know, and there could be more. So you can take a picture and do it yourself. And another important thing, search for jobs that are most recently posted. If a job has been posted out there 3 months, probably they're no longer valid. They just forget to track that. So try to search for the most recently posted job. And last thing is, oh, I'm not qualified for this job. Oh, I'm not qualified for that job. That's not true. Okay, you just have to have 70 to 80% match. That's good enough to apply for a job. You may not have, nobody is going to have all the skills that needed, especially if I'm searching, I'm going to list out my dream. If I have a candidate, my dream is they have this 10 skills, right? But in reality, that's not happening. So don't be too shy. So fresh grad asked me, well, there are no job that says for fresh grad. Well, guess what? You can apply for jobs that require 2-3 years experience. Just don't apply those that require 5 or 6 years experience, right? It's a little bit off, it's okay. And you never know. Otherwise, you have no openings to apply to. Yeah? Next. I think you guys are going to give me a speeding ticket. I'm speaking 90 miles an hour. Okay, interview tips. This page is so important. I want to cover it one by one. Okay, when you're going through the interview, know your basics. Okay, so if you're in computer science, you probably forgot what's the first class you took and what's most important, data structure, searching algorithms. And if you don't review it and you go in an interview and people ask you basic questions and you cannot answer, you're out, okay? So whatever you do in your domain, know your basics, okay? That's a must, ask questions. So a lot of Chinese, I saw candidates in the past, if I ask them, do you have any questions for me? Okay, what does that mean? That tells me you don't know what the heck we've been going through. That's my assumption, okay? Here in the States, we expect you to ask questions, okay? And now, okay, ask questions. So some people have those prepared questions like, so what is your top challenge of this company? Don't ask that kind of stupid question. It's so standard. So you need to be prepared and research the company and ask the right question of that particular company. And what kind of questions are the best questions? The best question is, during the conversation, if you have any questions, you note it down, and then you say, hey, during our discussion, you mentioned this and that. I would like to clarify, do you mean this? How about this? What do you think about that? And that illustrated to the interviewers, you really fully understand what is going on, and you are paying full attention. Instead of asking a general question, you ask specific questions that's related to your conversation. Okay, that is most impressive. So you have to pay full attention. Explain why you are a perfect fit. Okay, and do this in less than 6 sentences. Don't go around and around. So you need to hit the point. So I'll give an example. I have 2 sons. I forgot which one is that. He's looking for a job. Which one? Who cares? Nobody. That's not important. So he's prepping for an interview for a company that make fitness product. Okay, and he's gone through the last round, and I was helping him prep, and I say, you need to sell yourself, not just say you are good at this coding, you are good at that, all the skill set that are required. You want to stand out. So you can mention your undergrad is, oh, now I remember, it's my first son. Your under is bioinformatics. You were passionate about health industry, and you have interned at certain companies that is related to health industry. And so it's a perfect fit because not only do you have the CS skill set, you also understand the health industry and you are passionate about it. Right, so that will make you stand out. But you guys cannot copy his, right? Because you don't have that background. But it's just an example to help you understand what I mean by that, okay? Put yourself in the shoes of interviewer. We talk about, it's not just put yourself in the interviews. It's actually in the relationship. You really need to be able to think in other people's perspective, from other people's perspective. Being a spouse, being a child, being a mom, it's all important, and not just important, or even working on the project. So once I asked a guy, I was prepping the mock interview, and I asked him, what is your weakness? And he told me he has anger management issue. That is so scary, right? Oh my God, immediately. Okay, thank you, next, right? So you need to think about, even though it's the truth, you have so many weaknesses. Why do you pick this one? Damn it, right? So you're gonna come up with something less severe, yeah? So you need to think about when you answer a question, how the other side perceived it, yeah? So Again, think from other people's perspective. What are you trying to do? How do they see you? Be careful. Problem solving. So don't just answer the questions, especially for engineers, when you're answering a coding questions. When you're writing things on the board, you can explain your thought process. Okay, so for hiring managers, for us, when we're hiring people, we also care about your thought process, your logic, your problem-solving skill, not just you tell me the right answer. So being able to, even if you don't get the questions right, but you explain your thought process, they understand where you detour, and they understand how good you are in problem solving, especially for fresh grad. Okay, because for fresh grad, we don't expect you to know the answer to every question, but if you demonstrate, you are able to, you're able, given some hint, you are able to move on. That's the best. All right. Don't panic. Okay. So if you don't understand the question, don't rush into answering. Repeat and ask for clarification, and don't keep on speeding up your answers. When you speed up, you give me a heart attack. Okay. It shows that you are very nervous. So you have to calm down. Now I'm speeding up because I have a time limit. Next, ask for hints. So if you're stuck, don't say, I don't know. That shows what? You don't care to try harder. So you should ask for hint to unblock. Yeah? Quick, partial credit. So, oh, good. Okay, so for partial credit, even if you cannot get the whole questions right, partial credit is better than zero credit. I'm going to give you an example. This is what happened in college, in my college. So there was a midterm, a final. The teacher was so mean. They only asked one question. And if you don't know the answer, zero. You're dead. It's 0 or 100. Well, guess what? I cut too many classes. I just tried to memorize some of the questions that were given in the past. And whatever I memorized didn't show up on the question, right? So what did I do? So everybody got stuck, except one person that is really good. She was writing, and everybody's like, oh, what do I do? What do I do? And I think I thought about it for 10 minutes. I move on and I start writing a lot of answers. And when I got out, my classmates asked me, hey, Ginger, you cut classes like us too. How come you know the answer? I said, I don't. So what the hell were you writing? I said, I changed the question. You what? So what I did was, I say, teacher, I don't know the answer to this question, but there's a question that's similar to this question. If you were to ask that question, this is the answer. Oh, you know what? I passed. So when the teacher came back and said, you guys should copy Ginger, okay? Wow, she's really thinking outside the box. Okay, so the reason is the following. With what I did, what did I do? I demonstrated that I studied. Okay, I show effort. Yeah? And what the teacher said is that when you leave the questionnaire blank, 0, you only get 0. How can I give you any credit if you turn in a blank sheet? But what I turn in, I try to make some sense out of it, and the teacher said, okay, she studied, and I got partial credit. I didn't get full score, of course, but I passed, all right? So you need to fight your very best to get partial credit, and that shows also to the interviewer, you care enough, and you really want this job, and you're trying hard. Yeah? Next. Okay, so everybody, what's a star? Remember this one. Star is, again, what, how, and so what. All right? Situation and task is what the situation is, okay? And then what did you do? How did you do it? And what's the result? Okay. You can apply this to all the questions, almost. This is the model you need to follow. Don't just say, it works. How? Okay? And you can find this in the internet. Next, I simply copy from the internet. Next. Okay, interview prep, leverage AI for quality answers. Right, so again, I would encourage you to take a picture of this one, copy the prompt, and make it your own to get what you need to do. And again, that's Gary's work. Anytime you see leveraging AI, is Gary's work. And we discussed it. So what happened is that you can leverage AI to help you answers with the STAR model. And you can, answer the question, why you are suitable for the job. Remember earlier, given your resume and skill set, and you can even prep for technical interviews. You can even create complete AI interview systems. And there are different interview tools you can look into. Yeah? Next. Okay, more about leveraging AI. So when we do job search, it's resume, it is job searching strategy application, and it is interview. Now, what else can they do? So you can use it to help you do personal branding. Headlines is like the summary. I ask people to put in at the top of their resume. Write 5 to 6 sentences to talk about who you are, what you're good at. And then networking messages and so on. And you can even ask AI to help you with the salary research and negotiation. Okay, there are many things you can use AI for. Done with picture taking. Just don't take me in the picture. Take care. Next. You will have nightmares if you have my picture. Next. No. Yeah. No. Yes. How to use the AI effectively. Okay. The first thing is avoid the pitfalls. Okay. And I was just interviewed earlier, and the guy asked me the questions like, what's the most important mistake people make when they use AI? So here it is. Okay. It is overuse, completely rely. You don't spend time to validate, to make it yours, and to make it authentic. And use a lot of buzzwords, and like I said, 3,000 miles away, I can smell it if you don't do your own work. So that's how to avoid pitfalls on AI, and then you can prompting AI. How do you create a prompt that you can prompt the AI effectively to get answers you want? So those are the details on what you can do. I'm not going to read it to you. Next, you just take a picture. Networking. Wow. Gosh, I'm good. 15 minutes left. I'm so stressed out. Can you not tell? So, what is networking? So, networking is not just about getting a name, a contact. Oh, can I have your ID? Can I connect with you on LinkedIn? Can I have your email address, phone number, right? No, it's not that. Networking is about building real relationship, okay? So let's say today you add my ID to your LinkedIn, the next day, hey Junior, can you help me get this job? Why should I? Why should I? Yeah? So it's really authentic connections, yeah? And the goal is that you are growing together. It's not me using you. Understand? Next. Okay, networking targets. So it can be people you already know, even your own mom or dad, right? If they have a job, that you can connect with them, your boss, co-workers, and classmates, and professors, and whatnot. Then is the industry network. So if you are in the biotech industry, then you want to know the people in the biotech industry so you can get connected. Or job hunting specific recruiters, okay? And so those are your networking targets, potential. Next. Networking preparation. So if you go into an event like today, all right? It's a good networking event. You need to be prepared. You just don't just go there and say, can I add you? Can I add you? Can you connect me? No, not like that. You really need to do your homework and create your own insights and find people of your own group to work with them and to build that relationship, and that you want to be willing to dig deeper in the relationship. And it's a win-win opportunity. You don't just take, you give. Okay? It's not just what can you do for me, it's also about what can I do for you. Why should I connect with you, right? So it's a give and take relationship. It's not about, oh, I know this guy, I can reach out to him. Why should I respond to you again? So it's give and take. It's really building good foundation and good relationship. And you have to find a win-win opportunity. Or they say, if you help me get a job, I hope you finish the project. That kind of deal at work. Yeah. Next. So there are a lot of platform tools you can use to network. And LinkedIn is, again, most popular on the job front. And you want to connect with people, and so you can connect with people you know, people with similar field or mutual connections and so on, and you can do that. So when you are connecting with recruiters, you really want to be precise, not like going through a big whole history of what you are. Let's see, next. LinkedIn. So you guys know LinkedIn has a premium account. And it's, I don't know nowadays how much it is. It's probably $30, $40 a month or there, okay? And I tell you, it's worth it. I'm not doing advertisement for LinkedIn, but I'm telling you it's worth the price because it allows you to do a lot of messaging and a lot of the features like here. For $30, $40 a month, it's worthwhile to get on the LinkedIn Premium. Yeah, next. So, for larger companies, they have a recruiting team that work on hiring. And I want to tell you guys the biggest difference. So it is worthwhile to connect with recruiters from large companies. And I tell you why. Because each large companies, a recruiter is not just responsible for one group's hiring. They usually are responsible for the whole division. There's some like 10 managers and stuff, right? And so I'll take Google for example. So if a recruiter, Google is such big company, I'm not saying that's how they're structured. I'm just using the company as a structure and say they hire engineers with certain skill set, but that skill set is needed by cloud platform, needed by advertisement, needed by searching. They have different products, and they all need similar skill set. So connecting with a recruiter in a large company, the good idea is that if you are able to build a connection and they know your skill set, if it doesn't work out for the group that you are applying for that you found, they are able to forward your resume to different group, to this different groups in this person's responsible for all different recruiters that they are friends with, that they know. And why would a recruiter do that for you? Why? Why should a recruiter help you find a job? Yes?
They get commission.
They get commission, close but not quite. They have benefit. Okay, so recruiters, their performance review are based on how fast you can fill the recs. So it's a win-win. They help you get hired. They also help them close the rec. So that's their performance base.